Hello, good evening. Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. Welcome to the final hour of Tuesday. I did nearly say Wednesday, but it's definitely the final hour of Tuesday. We've got part 3 of our Scan and Cut shows here on Highlight Crafts. Lots in store for the hour here. We've got lots to share with you, lots of demos as well, but we will start off by sharing with you, especially if you are brand new to us here at Highlight Crafts, just how easy it is to watch and shop with us. Now, there's a few ways you can watch us here at Highlight Crafts. You might be watching us on our website. It could be over on our YouTube, on our Facebook, or on our Instagram pages. Now, if you're watching over on Facebook or on Instagram, you can shop while you're actually watching as well. No need to go elsewhere. You can do it all on the same page, which just makes it super, super easy, and you won't miss anything at all that's happening on the show. Now, as we go through all these products, every single item will have a little code next to it. Now, all you need to do, just into that comments box, just pop that code starting with the word shop. So, for example, it might be shop card, it might be shop cracker, or it might be, like you can see there, shop box. Just type that into the comments box, and then all that will happen is we will send you a private message. So please do make sure you are checking your inbox. In that message, it will have a link. Now, all you need to do is just click through that link. That link will take you to our website. You'll then see that whatever that item is that you've added to your basket will be there waiting for you in your basket, ready for you to check out. Now, before you check out, please do make sure you are logged into your Club Highlight account. If you're not already a member, please do sign up. It's an incredible club. It's free to join as well, and you get savings on every single purchase you make, even when you're a brand new member. That's not just a case of on your first order, that's on every single order, a minimum of 5% discount. So basically all the prices that we're showing you as we go through all these items, just take another 5% off there, and you'll be away with all those fabulous prices. In addition to that, you will get free postage on all orders over £35. Just makes it a little bit easier to shop with us when you are part of our club. So please do make sure you join, log in, and then you can check your baskets out. Now, if you're watching over on our website, still super simple to watch and shop on there as well. As you're watching, you'll see next to that video all those products that we're featuring on the show. We'll start scrolling through. Just add whichever ones you like to your basket. Once again, get yourself logged in, and then you can check that basket out, and your goodies will be winging their way to you very, very soon. But something that if you are going for will be winging its way to you absolutely instantly, because we are going to start off with some of our downloads. Now, we launched these just last week, our Cracker and Cracker Box SVG cutting files. We'll start off with our Cracker Box. This is a fabulous SVG cutting file, enabling you to make these absolutely incredible cracker style boxes, even with that lovely detail you can see at the top there. Now, with it being an SVG cutting file, you can resize these, so it can go right the way up to that larger box style that you can see there, using some of our lovely downloads to print onto our A3 cardstock, all the way down to stinky little tiny little gift box, which is just absolutely adorable. How cute would that be perhaps for kids at Christmas parties, just on the table as a favour? That would be absolutely fabulous. And you can do sizes in 1mm increments from that tiny little box all the way up to this lovely large substantial box you can see here. Just gives you so much freedom and versatility when you're working with your cutting files. Now, they're going to go hand in hand with your Scan and Cut, so you can resize them, do all your special techniques that you love doing with your Scan and Cut. And I know Mel's got lots of demos in store to show you just a few of those techniques. So that's your first one, your Cracker gift box. If you want to go for that one, it's shop box, $8.99, and that's the price if you're not a member of our club. So don't forget, every member of that club will be getting at least 5% off that purchase. No postage to pay, and it's instant. As soon as you add that to your basket, as soon as you get it checked out, it will be coming to you. Now, next up we have our Cracker. Now, the Cracker and Cracker gift box can go hand in hand if you want them to. With this one, you can see here we've nestled this lovely little cracker inside the box, but of course they are completely standalone. You can use them separately as well. Now, we tend to think of crackers when it comes to Christmas, but look how gorgeous this one looks, decorated up for a more everyday design. We've just popped a tag on here saying happy birthday, so it could be a lovely little favour at a birthday party with all those gorgeous decoupage florals onto the front there. It could be for a baby shower as well, or of course they're going to work perfectly for all of your Christmas makes. All the cut lines are within that SVG cutting file, plus all of those perforation lines are included as well. And once again, you can be resizing these at 1mm increments, which is incredible because you can be making a cracker for pretty much any size that you are needing. That one is shop scallop, and it's once again it's $8.99 for that one. when it comes to your SVG cutting files. Now there are two downloads that we've got as part of the show. Next up, shall we have a little look at our mats? Now these are back in stock. We've got our SDX cutting mats in stock, and first of all we've got our standard tack adhesive mat. Now this is the one that you'll probably be using most often when it comes to your SDX machines. It's £24.75, shop standard for this one. It's your 12 by 12 mat that's designed to go specifically with your SDX scan and cut machines. Then we move on to I'll show you next the low tack adhesive mat. Looks very similar to the one that I've just shown you, but it is marked at the top there as to the fact that it's your low tack adhesive mat, so it's nice and easy to tell the difference between the two. This is great for your thinner materials, your more lightweight fabrics, but if you are unsure, there is a guide on the back of there that's got all the indications of the sorts of materials you'll be using your different mats for. Great opportunity to stock up. That one is shop low for £24.75. And then finally we've got our scanning mat. Once again, this one is for your DX cutting machines. Shop mat, £23.30. And this one comes without those grid lines in the background. Just makes it a little bit easier and clearer to do all your scanning. It's going to pick up those detail lines an awful lot easier. Shop mat for that one, £23.30. So a few different options when it comes to your mats for your SDX cutting machines. Now we do have quite a few printables and cardstock on the show. I'm going to start off with the 12 by 12 paper packs that we've got here. Now these are a lovely weight for using alongside your crackers. They bend and mould beautifully. They're not too thick, so they're not going to crease and sort of give that a little bit messy, shall I say, finish when you start to bend these around with your crackers. It's really important that you've got that lovely sort of mouldable material when you're creating your crackers. First off, we've got our light cardstock variation here, 50 sheets, 180 GSM, and the colours that we've got in this one are just lovely, really bright, vibrant colours that you've got in here. Great for your summer makes, great for new baby as well. Those lovely lemon yellows, you've got that soft baby pink and the baby blue as well. 50 sheets there, 12 inch by 12 inch, 180 GSM cardstock in your light colour tones for £27.99. Now if you prefer the darker side of life, then we do have the variation in your darks. So similar sort of idea, once again, going to be great for your crackers. I mean, that red is going to be perfect for all of your Christmas crackers. You do actually get two different shades of red in this particular pack here. Another 50 sheets for £27.99. This one is shop dark. All those lovely natural colour tones included, right the way up to that lovely jet black. And these are all colour cardstock as well. That colour is on the front and the reverse, so when you're using your ScanNCut, it's going to be absolutely ideal. If you want to go for those, 50 sheets for £27.99, shop dark. So whichever takes your fancy, whether it's shop dark or shop light, that choice is yours. And we've got some more printables on the show, lots of lovely cardstock that you can be using for printing from your downloads, using with your ScanNCut. And we've got our pure print paper. Now, it's important when it comes to your pure print papers, the best one to use is your classic pure print when it comes to your ScanNCut. Your premium is not going to work on your ScanNCut, it will just stick to that mat, so keep that for just printing your backgrounds and go for your regular pure print when it comes to your ScanNCut. Now we've got two variations when it comes to the GSM of these. We'll start off with our 250 GSM, which is at the front here. You're getting 75 sheets. This one's shop pure. £12.99 will bring you those 75 sheets. This is great for your printing, great for your ScanNCut, great for your alcohol pen colouring as well, because it allows you to blend beautifully onto this cardstock. It's a nice smooth surface and it's going to give you those fabulous results. So that's your 250 GSM, great for die cutting with that one. And then a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter weight. I know Mel loves to use this one when it comes to her ScanNCut. It's a 140 GSM, same sort of idea, just a slightly thinner weight with this one. You are getting 100 sheets here and it's shop 40 for £12.99. There you go. Next up, vellum. Now this is a little bit special, I have to say. This, we call it vellum, but in reality, if you were to pick this up, then I think you'd think it was parchment more than vellum. It's so super strong and thick. Sometimes, I have to say it, sometimes vellum can feel a little bit like tracing paper. This is the complete and utter opposite end of the spectrum. It is gorgeous quality. Now, I'm going to have to bring this in. I've been handed this because this is incredible. So if I try and pop this against a piece of darker cardstock so you can see it a little bit better, using that amazing paper piercing tool on your ScanNCut, how absolutely incredible does that look? It looks like you've spent hours and hours of painstaking work of putting all those little pin dots in there to give you that outstanding detail, but it's all been done on your ScanNCut and it looks truly outstanding. So that's the sort of thing you can be doing with this lovely quality vellum. You are getting 6 sheets in the pack there for £12.99. It's 280 GSM, really thick, lovely heavyweight vellum there. Great one to have in your stash, especially if you're using that paper piercing tool. It works a treat alongside that one. Now next up we have our construction acetate. Now Mel cut this in the earlier show. I think it might be 12 o'clock or it might have been 8 o'clock. All the hours are blurred into one, but it definitely happened earlier today. It was definitely today. Our fantastic construction acetate. You're getting 10 sheets here, and it's really lovely, thick, heavy duty acetate. So if you're doing your boxes out of your acetate, this is perfect. If you're doing your card blanks themselves out of acetate, you can use this. It's just lovely and strong for doing all of those concepts. 10 sheets you get in there. Shop construction for $11.99. Then we move on to our mylar. This is fabulous for creating your own stencils. We bring to you some of your SVG cutting files that have been specifically designed for creating your own stencils, and this is the ideal material to actually cut them from to create your long-lasting hard-wearing stencils, just like the sort that you'd actually buy from the shops. You are getting 10 of the sheets here, $14.99 for your 12-inch by 12-inch mylar. Lovely smooth surface as well, so once you've cut your mylar and you're blending your inks over the top, you're going to get that lovely blend over there as well. Nice and easy to wipe clean too. So you're getting your 10 sheets there, shop mylar, if you're wanting to create your own stencils, which is a super fun technique to do with your ScanNCut. Now we have some tape coming up next. This is a fabulous deal on our tape. Now we all at Highlight Crafts absolutely love this tape, and this is a cracking deal. You are getting all 3 packs. Each one's got 3 rolls in each for an amazing price of $9.99. Now you are getting the 3 different thicknesses there, and it's 28 meters on every roll. So you're getting 3 rolls of 28 meters there, another 3 there, and another 3 there. So you're getting literally dozens and dozens of meters of your strong tape here. So one of them's 1/4 of an inch thickness, one of them's 1/2 an inch, and one of them is a full inch in thickness. So great for lots of different applications with this one. Now it is a tissue tape, so it means that it's quite thin, because sometimes when you've got stronger tapes, the tape itself can be quite thick, especially if you're adding it onto like your tabs of your boxes. It can add a little bit of bulk and a bit of weight and can almost be a little bit visible. Whereas with this, it's nice and thin, although it's very strong, so it's going to be great for creating your boxes as well as your matting and layering and all those applications that we love to use our double-sided tape alongside. So you're getting all 9 rolls there. 369, you certainly are. 28 meters on each, which is just incredible. This is going to give you an awful lot of sticking power when it comes to your crafts. A fantastic value, $9.99. Shop tape for that pack. Now finally we have some of our fantastic vinyl. Now this is a little bit special because I'm going to start off with my favourite, quite frankly, because this is just gorgeous. Now this is your holographic variation that we've got. First of all, you are getting 2 packs. You're getting 10 sheets in each, so every colour I'm about to show you, you will get 2 of each, and in every pack you do get a bonus transfer tape sheet as well, so you're getting 2 of those in total for an amazing price of $14.99. Now this one's Shop Holo, H-O-L-O, is going to get you this double pack, and these are just outstanding. Now as you look at them in one line, if I lay that flat, it starts to look sort of like a greeny colour at the top there. You can see those lovely gold colour tones towards the bottom, and as I start to tilt that, you can see all of those different colours sort of coming through, almost like a chameleon sort of effect as it's changing the colour there. But every single one of these is going to give you that amazing effect where it's changing colour as the light hits it. That green, how incredible is that? It's going to be amazing for all of your Christmas creations. All of these sheets included, you are getting 2 of each, of course, across your 2 packs. Should be just under £40, not today. $14.99 is going to get you your double pack. And it's going to be amazing for adding to things like your water bottles. It could be onto your phone cases, onto your laptop cases. Just a fabulous way of adding some lovely fun holographic detail. Shop Holo for those double packs there. Now we have something a little bit more plain, but just as essential when it comes to our crafting. We've got our black and we've got our white. So we'll start off with our black, and this is a double pack. You are getting 2 of the 15 sheet packs, giving you 30 sheets in total. Same sort of idea with this one, just a different finish. And instead of having that lovely shiny finish, this one's matte, so it's going to be great for all of your silhouettes. 30 sheets in total with your black, and an amazing price there, $10.99. Shop black for both sheets there. Does even give you full instructions on the back of the packet. So if you are brand new, you do have all those step-by-step instructions literally guiding you through as to how easy it is to work with this fabulous product. $10.99 is going to get you both sheets, both packs there. And then finally, we've got our white variation. This time you can get 3 packs of the 15 sheets, giving you 45 sheets in total. Once again, lovely matte sort of finish to this one, giving that really classy look and feel. This one is Shop White, $22.49. Wow, should be just shy of £60, but not today. You're getting all 3 packs, 45 sheets for $22.49, and they are 12 by 12 inch in size, and work a dream with your ScanNCut. Right, I think that's enough talking from me for now. I think we want to see our incredible ScanNCut in action. There you go, I'm going to give you that. Right, hi. Hello.
Lorraine, bear with. I am going to do the cracker for the first 10 minutes because I promised everyone that I would, and then we'll move on to something else. So I'm going to so first thing this morning we showed you how to do the score lines, and then I showed you that again at 12 o'clock because we had a bit of a thing with the computer this morning, it wouldn't download.
Oh, we did.
Honestly, it's been a tech day today that's just been
Not been
pain in
good.
the neck. Anyway, so I showed you how to do that, and then at lunchtime I also showed you how to put an aperture in the panels. So today I said I would show you how to separate this out so that you can create matte layers. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and then I'm going to show you how to cut Sospeso Trasparente, how to scan it in, and then we're going to do some different materials that the ScanNCut loves. So I'm going to just undo that. So the first thing I want to do is grab the outside and that triangle. Okay, now right now if I click on that triangle, diamond rather, it selects the outside edge because it sees it behind it. So if I come over here and right click, I'm going to send the outside edge to the back first of all, and then I can click on that diamond, press shift and select the outside edge of that box. I'm going to right click and group it together. So just the way that you did when you were changing all your score lines, only this time we're going to get rid of all those because we're not bothered about those. What we're actually going to do is show you how to make matte layers specifically for this top area here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take away part of the shapes using another shape. So if we go into basic shapes and we bring on the square, and we're going to bring this down to here, and I'm going to move it over slightly to the left, and then I'm going to stretch it that way, and I'm going to stretch it that way. It doesn't matter how big the square is, it just needs to be bigger than the piece itself. Then I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to zoom right in to make sure that the top, I do this every time, don't I? What is it with this? When we're going to make sure that that square is right. Why does it keep doing that? I don't understand why it keeps doing that. Anyway, we're going to move this up slightly so that it drops into place there. Okay, so now when I zoom in a little bit closer, you can see that that line goes right through the middle there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is use that square as a punch, and we're going to punch that square out of that cracker shape. So we're going to select both like that. We're going to go to edit at the top, and we're going to divide, and that will separate that part of the cracker. Okay.
Oh wow, easy as that.
Easy as that. And this is a really cool thing because look, now you've got all these different pieces that you can play around with. Right, so let's get rid of those. Now the next bit I want to do is get rid of that tab there. Okay, so we're going to bring in another square, and we're going to bring this over here, and we're going to line it up so it goes to that point there. I'll just zoom in and have a look, see if I need to nudge it over. Oh, pretty good there. Better than I thought. Look at that, bang in the middle.
Bang on.
Maybe one more. That's it. Maybe not. Right, now then, let's grab both of those. Let's go to edit, and let's divide that. And that will then take away that tab bit.
Oh.
But look at this.
It's like magic, isn't it? Oh, this is cool.
Isn't it?
I like this, yeah.
Honestly, Lily, I'm warning you, when you go into canvas, you're not coming out for a long time.
Oh, I know.
I'm just putting it out there. Now, I want this, because it's going to go round the score line, I want to split it so it's individual. Okay, so we're going to see if we can do that as well. So let's go and bring that square back in, and let's line that up. Oh, got two there, I don't know how that happened. We're going to line that in the middle there, and then we can split that. So let's go to edit and divide again. And now I've got two pieces.
Ooh.
Now this one also cuts into there, so now you've got a monster.
Oh. So I tell you what, the other ones remind me of a tulip.
Yeah.
Oh. Just need to
Cool,
put a little eye on it, little googly eye. Be done.
See, it's worth doing it, isn't it? Right, so once you've got that bit, you then just create an inward offset line, and that's your matte layer.
Oh, of course.
So it's super simple.
Love
so you can
that.
either do it on your SDX, or you can do it in here. So if I do a 2mm inward and delete the original, there's my matte layer, and that will then fit perfectly inside there. And that's how, on any of your boxes that we've ever brought you, you can create your matte layers. So I know I've done the cracker 3 times today, but I wanted to finish off with that because I thought that was really important. And it's a good thing to have a play with. Right, we've done that bit. So a lot of people ask me, why do you need a scanner in a cutting machine? I asked that question too. Soon found out the answer. Right, so I have got the one question, because Amanda was demonstrating Sospeso Trasparente at Doncaster. And one of the questions that I got asked is, will this cut that out? And the answer is yes, it will. It might not find every part of every flower, because any scanner, whether it's built into a machine or not, needs contrast. So if we look at this flower here, where it's white against what's going to be a white background, it might not pick that up, okay? And that's just the way that a scanner works. You can't change that. There's nothing you can do about it. But we'll see what we can get. So we're going to scan it in grayscale first and see what we get. And then we're going to scan it in colour just so that you can see the difference. Now, for this, you need a scanning mat. Okay, I'm not saying that to sell you a scanning mat. I'm telling you because you need it. Because if I put this on here and scan that in, those transfers are going to stick to that mat. Plus, it's going to see any little cut lines in between, and you're going to spend hours editing it. And nobody wants to be doing that, right? So, doesn't matter which ScanNCut you've got, you'll be able to do this, because an update that came years ago now for the CM machine allows you to scan in colour. So if you haven't got that function, you need to update your machine. So the other reason I'm using a scanning mat is because it puts a white background in, so it gives me the best contrast, but there are no cutting lines on here, so I'm going to get a clean image. So let's have a look at the black and white first. Sometimes that's better, sometimes it's better in colour, and you don't know until you try it, all right? But this is going to speed up that journey, isn't it? We've also got a Sospeso sale this week.
I know, where's that come from?
I don't know, but I've asked for that deal to put back on the film.
Oh, I know, and it's happening.
It is happening. Right, so we're going to scan, and we're going to scan to directly, oh no, we're going to scan to cut data. That's what we're going to do. We're going to click on that spanner. We're going to go back to grayscale. I'm going to press OK, and I'm going to press start. Now listen, this is what people were blown away at the weekend, how quiet it is. We have a fabulous deal on this machine. I'll talk you through them in a little while, but I wanted to show you this because then it takes away all that fussy cutting, doesn't it? I know our Lila loves a bit of fussy cutting, but when we're up against it, right.
And as well, the thing for me is, everyone knows I love fussy cutting, but my problem is if I cut for a long time, my hands are absolutely ringing, quite frankly.
Absolutely.
So to have the ability to do that with your ScanNCut is just fabulous.
Right, so it's recognising that now. And we're going to choose the outside edge, okay? So it's going to try and find the outside edge. Now, it's not done bad there, look. So it's picked up most of those. It's also picked up the dirty marks on my scanning mat.
Oh, dear.
And it's also picked up the edge of the transparency. So what we're going to do is drag over as much as we can without eliminating these at the bottom, okay? I'm not going to worry about these at the top yet. And then I'm going to drag it in from the side as well and just take away as many of those lines as possible. Now I've moved it up a little bit too far. As soon as you go over the bottom of those flowers, it won't see them. So we're going to preview it and make sure that we've got everything that we need. We've got extra lines down here, but that's because, so if I do this again, if I pull this over, do you want to know how good this scanner is? If you have a look down here, that line where a piece has been cut out, that's what it found.
Wow.
You see it there? Look, there. Look at that.
Oh,
that's how good it is, right? Whether you want it to be or not, that's how good it is. Right, so once we've got to that stage, we're going to press OK, and we're going to save it. And we're going to save it onto the USB. Got USB in? Yeah, I have. Right, file number 1. So now we can press home, delete those patterns off, because we've now got it stored, okay? And this is where it gets a little bit different. So we can get rid of the scanning mat. We're going to bring in a cutting mat, and we're going to put this on so that the colour is facing down, because we can't put those transparency, we can't put the transfer bit, the bit that's bonded onto here, off there. Now then, Amanda borrowed my scraper, didn't she? And I don't think she gave it me back. Yeah, there was all sorts on this blinking trolley, I tell you. I think that's the one I lent her. Bear with. Do you just want to give the details of the scanning mat, Lily? Well, I've just... Oh, it's all right, I've got one. It's all right, got it. We'll do that after.
Can I just say as well, guys at home, I've seen all your questions coming through. I have saved them. I've saved them up to ask Mel in a few moments' time, so we've not forgotten about you. We will ask all those questions that have come through in just a few moments' time. Don't you worry.
Right, so I'm going to burnish this down. I've just put a piece of paper over the top, okay, because I don't want to scratch those. Now, if you've got the roller, that's even better, okay? And I don't know where mine's gone. Probably Amanda. Every week after the shows, I sort this trolley out. The problem is these things are long. Look at all this space I've got at the back.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It drives me crazy.
On there.
There is all sorts on. My life's on there, love.
Well, yeah.
Right, so let's retrieve that information from the USB first of all. Okay, so we've got this one here. We're going to clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to press OK. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of that at the top. Okay, is that grouped in with that? Let's have a look. Let's see what we can get with our select arrows. So you can go all the way through with your select arrows, move in from one part to the next. And sometimes this is easier. Now that line that it found, where that plastic had been cut, we're going to get rid of that. And we're just going to keep pressing the arrows through until we get rid of everything that we need. So we don't need that little dot down there. We don't need that box there. We don't need that, that box there. And we don't need that little dot down at the bottom. Let's see if we can get to that. And if we can't, we'll just leave it because it's not that important, is it really? Oh, there it is. And put that in the bin. Right, now you've got a clean file every time you cut that sheet out, okay? So you save it now while it's clean, and that's it. Now, obviously, it's not like Reflections where you've got that box around it. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work. So first thing we're going to do is multiple select everything that's on that mat, press OK, go back to Object Edit and group it together. And then we're going to load the mat and we're going to scan it in and we can position that file over the top of there. So you scan it in on a scanning mat, colour side up, save it. Now the one thing we need to do is flip it, but I'm going to scan it in first to show you what it will look like if you forget, because it won't line up. And that'll give you the prompt to flip it, just like we do with reverse reflections, right? Super simple. So this is how you can do it. Now there is a little bit of work involved, but it's a lot quicker than fussy cutting them out, right, Lily?
Absolutely it is. Got somebody agreeing with us about the fussy cutting as well. Pauline says, I used to like fussy cutting, but at nearly 68, my fingers and knuckles no longer like it, I'm afraid. It's rained today and they're being proper achy. Thank goodness for the ScanNCut.
Right, brilliant, right? Right, so there's no way that's lining up in any which way, shape or form, but when we go to edit and we flip it, we then got those images in the right place. So you're going to zoom in, and you're going to zoom in to 400%, and then you're just going to drop this into place, okay? Now, the great thing about Sospeso is it doesn't matter if it's not bang on accurate because the background is clear. So it really doesn't matter. But if I scroll down here now, you can see how all of those shapes have now got that cut line around them. And then all we're going to do is press cut, and it will cut all of those out in one go while you're doing something else. Isn't that brilliant? So we're going to press OK, and again, please select, cut, and then we're going to press start, and it will automatically go and cut those out in 4 minutes.
Easy as that. Time for some questions, we think?
Go on then.
Right, I'll have to find the first one that was...
Find one that I don't need to show on the machine first though, Lily, because I can't do that for 4 minutes.
Question. I don't know if you can explain this without showing, but I'm going to ask anyway. Tracy says, question, can Mel please explain how to clean my ScanNCut rollers?
I can, yeah, absolutely. So I take a wet wipe or a cleaning wipe, and I let it go almost dry. And then I put it up against the roller, and you've got to put your finger inside it, okay? So you're being away, you can't have a wet wipe just hanging down. So nice and tight around your finger, put it on there, and then load and unload your mat. And as the rollers turn, it'll just wipe those rollers for you. It'll just clean them. It must be almost dry. please don't put anything wet near electrics, okay? So almost dry, and you must wrap it around your finger because you don't want that wet wipe wrapping around the rollers. But that's how I do it, because every time you load and unload it, it turns those rollers. So that's how I clean them.
Great tip.
There you go.
Pamela says, Mel, is it
Pam.
possible to change the colour of the different layers in canvas so you can see what's on top?
Absolutely. I can show you that right now. Oh, right, let's have a look. Bear with. Let's bring some shapes on, and then you can add colour. Now I have to remember how to do it now. Right, so we've got a square, we've got a circle, and let's do a triangle. Okay, so you've got all three. So to put colour in it, you go to, let me think about this, view, nope, project maybe, or properties. Now then, let me think about this. Everyone's screaming at the television now going, it's there. I'm like, yeah, I know, you know it. Right, let me think where that is. Is it in properties? Maybe. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. So you go to the properties. So this is what the shape is made up of. This little box here, and you hover over it, says show properties. You're going to click on that, and you're going to come down to here where it says colour. And then you're going to go into here, and you can choose whatever colour you want that to be. And it fills it with colour.
Oh.
Now, when you download it, it doesn't keep the colour.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's for you to see. And then if I wanted to do the yellow one, yellow, orange circle, Melanie, wow. Then we're going to go into colour, and we'll choose a teal. It'll do that one. And then if we go to the triangle and choose a pink, you can fill all of those colours so you can see the layers. So yes, the answer to your question is yes. It's in properties and then the colour box drop down.
Fabulous, nice and easy.
Absolutely.
And then a question about our decoupage paper. I don't think we've got it on this show, but we've had it on a fair bit lately.
Right.
Christine is asking a quick question. The decoupage paper, what's it like for printing? Is it as good as the pure print, please?
It's different. It's completely different. So the thing with the decoupage paper is you can roll it and it holds its form, but it gives you a very different look and feel to pure print because the fibres will be longer, because it can roll without creasing. The thing that makes it crease is where the fibres are. So when you roll it round, it doesn't crease at all. It's brilliant paper. But it prints like it's got a chalky finish. So if you imagine a pigment ink and a dye-based ink and a chalk ink, it looks like the chalk, so it's matte. It's lovely. It's different completely to the pure print and the premium pure print, but that's okay because I have lots of different printing papers in my stash because it different things for different projects. So if you want something really like shabby chic and vintage, the decoupage paper is brilliant because it gives you that matte finish. And it is completely matte, but it's on an amazing deal at the moment. I think you buy 100 sheets and get another 100 for £3. I think you get 200 for £14.99 instead of 100 for £11.99, I think. So it's worth investing in that. But it's all about that shaping. So yes, you could do your reflections on, but you will get a completely different look.
Fabulous.
Okay.
And one final one just for now.
Yep.
Britt says, can I use the scanning mat from my CM machine with my new SDXTL machine, or do I need to buy a new one?
You need to buy a new one, I'm afraid. So the only thing that doesn't cross over, you can put your CM blade housing into here and it will fit, and there are settings for you to set that manually because it doesn't automatically make it an auto blade. It can't do that. But yes, absolutely. Everything else, apart from your mats, can go into your CM. So I got asked this quite a lot, and I've had a few emails about it recently as well. If you've bought the embossing starter kit, the foiling starter kit, the vinyl, the universal pen holder, all of those will fit into your SDX. Now, when you get your activation code with those premium extras, the only reason that you go into Canvas Workspace is to get the shapes that are in that activation code, okay? That's the only reason. It doesn't register anywhere to say that you've bought that. It just opens up, that activation code tells them that you've got the kit and you're activating those designs. That's what it does. When you come to if you're going from a CM machine to an SDX machine like you are, all you need to do is switch those functions on your machine. You do not type that activation code in again, because Brother will think that you've got a code that doesn't belong to you because you've already registered it once. So it'll come up and say this already exists or whatever the message is. So all you need to do is go onto the spanner on your home page, go right down to the bottom with the double arrows, premium functions, and switch them on. So yes, you do need another scanning mat. And I'm really excited now because the piercing starter kit will be for you as well. Because now you can use that with your SDX. Right, we're ready. So always check that it's cut through. Now you decided it wanted to cut it twice because it's quite a dense plastic. And can I just say, if anybody wonders why you need a scanner in a cutting machine, just show them this demo, will you, please? Because this is amazing. Look at that. Now, I'm actually going to show you this bit, because if there was any bits missing, that's the bit you're going to see it on. It's missed a little one there because it's too thin. And it's missed a little one there. But apart from that, and you're not going to notice that, but look at that. Every single one of them is cut. Look at, right. If you don't know now why you need a ScanNCut, look at that.
Wow, the detail on those wings. Oh my gosh. As well though, Mel, the negative, the sheet that they've come from, that could be a stencil. And you don't, if you're fussy cutting, you don't get that.
Nope, you don't. Look at that.
Wow. That bird is a silhouette. Can you imagine that little bird against all your backgrounds, all your inky, messy backgrounds?
Exactly that, Lily.
Easy as that. 2 for 1, we love it.
But you've also got it as a cutting file, don't forget.
Of course. Oh.
Because you've still got that cutting file.
How about your black vinyl?
How about your black vinyl?
Birdie silhouettes.
How about
your water
that?
bottles.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
Look
a little bit exciting.
Look how precisely it's cut that out. Not amazing. That's why you need a scanner. That's one of the many reasons why you need a scanner in a cutting machine. Right, well, I'm just taking these off here. I'm going to talk to you about the deals that we've got. So we have got, right, first of all, I'm going to tell you what you get. So tattered lace, SDX, you're going to get in the box 2 standard mats. They're £24.75 each, but you get them in with the machine. You then get 682 pre-installed images. You get 7 full fonts and you get 100 quilt blocks. Then via the Artspira app, but for free and without the subscription, you are also going to get 90 tattered lace designs. Now there's a little leaflet that comes in your box with a QR code that will talk you through and take you to Artspira. That's what you get in this. Right now we have 2 deals with it. We have it on at £249.99, so £250. By the time you've taken off your 5% discount, so I'm presuming you're in tier 1, and by the time we've put your points back on, you end up paying £225.62 for a ScanNCut SDX with that full auto blade connectivity. That, my friends, is remarkable. When you think at full price the Pro Cut's £170 and it's worth every penny, for another £55 you can be buying yourself a ScanNCut. That blows my mind. Okay. Now we also have another deal for £300 or a penny under that includes the 24 months worth, so every issue that we ever did of the digital subscription from Tattered Lace. So if you want that one with this for just under a penny under £300, then you'll get your discount, then you'll get your points back on, then this is the way to go. Now after Doncaster we have less than 2 handfuls of these left. So if you want this deal, then now's the time to be seriously considering it. So that's the first 2 deals, either a naked deal with the contents of the box and those extra designs, or with that Tattered Lace subscription. You make your mind up, you know, you decide which you want. The other deal that we've got on is was it 449 or is it 499, Amber, for the 1200? 499. Right, so for 499 you get your SDX 1200. It has the 5-inch screen. It has 1,303 images and icons pre-installed into the machine's memory, 17 fonts and 100 quilt blocks. It also comes with the regular blade and housing, so the one that we're using now, the fabric blade and housing, the pen holder from Brother with the 6 drawing pens, and the air erasable and the water soluble pens for your fabric. It comes with that. Also comes with a sheet of high contact adhesive sheet for cutting fabric, although I'll be honest, I just make sure my mat's nice and sticky and it works brilliantly. So you get all of that, and that's what comes in your box, and that's your contents. So you decide, is that extra content, the larger screen, the fabric blade and the pen with the pen holders worth that difference in price? If it is, absolutely, STX 1200. If it's not, this is going to be brilliant. So you need to sit there and balance it up, don't you? Because you're going to invest, and you're investing a significant amount of money. But the money that you save long term is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it really is crazy. Every time we bring you dies with the Minecraft Studio, it's a price. Then we do the SVG download with the MCS, and it's a lower price because we're not manufacturing a physical product. Plus, it's instant. So you can literally download it and go and play. I cannot imagine crafting without my ScanNCut now, because it's just brilliant and it just does what you need it to do. It's superb. And now it's down to that price. Please don't miss out. If you've been thinking about it, please get one, because it will be the best thing that you ever buy. We had so many people at the weekend buy the ScanNCut, and they were all like, "We've been waiting." I was like, well, you're waiting for the right time, because this is crazy. Right, so let's talk about fabric, shall we? Because we don't do fabric very often. So I've got a mat here. Actually, while I'm just finding my fabric, Lily, will you just give them the details of the scanning mat?
Absolutely.
So if you haven't got one for your Sospeso, you need to get one, okay? Because that'll save you hours. You get hours of your life back.
You certainly will. Now your scanning mat, and this is specifically for your DX cutting machines, your 12-inch by 12-inch scanning mat that you can see here. This is the one without your grid lines on the background. You saw it in action just then with Mel, how fabulous this is, working alongside your Sospeso Trasparenti florals that we saw there. Shop mats for this one, £23.30 will bring to you your scanning mat, and like Mel says, it's an absolute essential in your crafty stash. Once you've got it, and it's a fabulous addition to your crafty stash. So that one, shop mats for your scanning mat, will work alongside any of your DX cutting machines. If you're going for your tattered lace one today, brand new, or your STX 1200, this will work perfectly alongside both of those. Shop mat will get you your 12-inch by 12-inch scanning mat.
Right, let's have a look at fabric, shall we?
Oh yes, let's.
So I use a product on the back of my fabric called Heat and Bond, and it comes from a brand called Thermoweb, who used to have used Heat and Bond for, good grief, at least 28 years. That's how good it is. And it's not like Bondweb. It's not a fusible webbing that can break down over time in the wash. This is a sheet of glue, and it's brilliant. You can cut fabric unstabilised. I find if you just make your mat nice and sticky like this with pinflow stencil glue, I don't really need a support sheet, I'm not going to lie, but you find out what you need. So I've got this on the back. So Heat and Bond comes with the paper backing. Take the paper backing off, because if you don't, the paper backing will stick to the mat and your fabric will go everywhere. Okay, so I've cut a couple of snowflakes out of this already. So I've just popped it in, and I've got my fabric blade and housing. You can't just buy the fabric blade and put it in the regular housing, because all the shafts of the blade are slightly different thicknesses, and there's a magnet in each one. So you need to make sure that you're using the right holder. But I wanted to show you fabric because it's amazing. Right, so I'm going to scan this in, and a little bit of back history about fabric with this. When Brother first brought this out, it was going to be for fabric crafters. That's why their file format is FCM. It's fabric cutting machine. So if you've ever wondered why it's called that, that's why. But the blade at the time wasn't good enough, and the sewers went, no. So we picked it up as paper crafters, and obviously, I mean, it's amazing on that. I'm going to cut that one, actually, because that's really quite detailed, and I'm going to make it small. So we picked it up, and then, of course, Brother being Brother went in and changed all that blade and made it absolutely fabulous. So what I'm going to do now is scan in this fabric, okay? So I'm going to scan from there, and I'm going to press start. If anybody is buying a machine, please don't sit there and think, what if I can't use it? There is 13 hours worth of education on our YouTube channel, okay? All free. So go and have a look. and do a little bit at a time. You're never going to plug this in and do what I do on it, because I've been doing this for 9.5 years, day in, day out. And do you know what? I'm still not bored. And I have the attention span of a gnat. I'm like, right, I've done that, I'm bored now, what's next? Held my attention. Right, if I just make this background, it is darker. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here. Now, if I zoom in here, I'll be able to see where I've already cut a snowflake out of that fabric there. So on the SDX, you can move it while it's in zoom mode and make sure that you've positioned it wherever you want it to be, okay? So we'll move it up a little bit like that and over. And then we'll press OK. Make sure that we're still in the right place. And then we're going to press cut. So we're going to press OK. Please select, cut, and start. That's it. Now it'll go along and cut that out. Honestly, it's brilliant. I had a lady come to me at the weekend. She was like, right, she said, I'm really interested in one of these. Can you tell me a bit more about it for fabric? So I said, yeah. I said, you could do quilting? She said, yeah. I said, how'd you cut your fabric out now? She said, with AccuQuilt dies. And AccuQuilt dies are brilliant. They're steel rule dies. And you buy them in a box, in a cube. And you buy it either as a 6-inch block or an 8-inch block or a 10-inch block or as a 12-inch block. But they're expensive. And you would expect it because they're dies and they're manufactured for a purpose. So I showed her the quilt block. So I said, right, it's Monday morning, you want to make a 6-inch quilt block? She's like, right. So we brought the quilt block on, set it to 6 inches. The machine then worked out all the different shapes, whether they needed flipping, and then it would draw them on the fabric and cut it with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. I didn't get any further than that. She went, right, I'll take one. Can I take it now? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because it's a game changer. Right, so I'm going to unload this. I'm going to peel this back. And without even needing to think about it, I know that that's cut through perfectly because it's a ScanNCut and that's what it does. I don't know where the little spatula's gone. So we'll use this one. Now you do get a spatula in there, which is better than this. In fact, I'm going to use my tweezers because this mat is now sticky because I retacked it. Look, I can pick it up. Retacked it earlier. So go in and gently lift these pieces up. Now, please don't think you can only cut one shape at once. You could fill your sheet with these snowflakes and it would cut them all out while you're doing something else. Now, look how perfect that is. That's our cotton poplin. There's no fraying, there's no pulling. It's just perfect.
Wow.
But you can cut that. You could go smaller than that, actually, right up to the size of a 12 by 12 mat. So the scope is huge. So that's fabric, okay? You'll find the fabric blade and the housing on our website, I think. It should be back in stock, I think. Right, let's go from fabric to grey board, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Mel, can I quickly ask the question coming from Pamela?
Oh, ask all the questions. Please
Should
ask the questions.
be a quick and easy one. Pamela Jones says, I have in my stash the Tattered Lace Ultimate Magazine Collection, issues 1 to 40. Is this the same?
Becky?
Say that again.
I have in my stash the Tattered Lace Ultimate Magazine Collection, issue 1 to 40 USB. Is this the same?
I think that's the dye version. I think
yeah.
it's the PDF of the dye version of the magazine.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Because the SDG one only went to 24.
It
Yes.
did, yeah,
so
absolutely.
1 to 40
Is your
it's just a PDF of the magazine.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so it's different.
Yeah.
Okay, there's your answer.
Easy as
Absolutely.
that.
No, it's different because you're right, Becky, we only did 24 issues. Yeah, so no, it's different. And you can buy that separately. Is it on the show, Amber? Yeah? Yeah, so you can buy that separately.
Just look at that should be price though. RRP £720.
I know.
So if you're going for that alongside, even if you're going for the 1200, you pay. It's almost like you're getting both, and then we're paying you to get the machine. If you work it out that way, because the price of magazines is more than you're paying for the magazines, and it doesn't quite compute, but in a good way. So we'll take it.
And the magazine's brilliant because I wanted you to have a craft magazine for ScanNCut where you opened the magazine at any project and you could make it from start to finish, everything. So if we did a card, you got the card base. If we did mats and layers in pink, orange and yellow, you got that as a printable file with the cutting file. If we then did charisma on it, you got that with the cutting file. If there was a sentiment on, we created it as a drawing file. If it needed an envelope, we gave you the template for the envelope. So it's massive. It's thousands and thousands of files, but also almost 1,000 classes, because there's video tutorials for them as well. Right, so let's go to grey board. I'm going to cut the same snowflake. Now this is a 1mm grey board. Okay, so if I sent you out into the garden to dig a 6-foot trench, you're not going to put your spade down six foot and try and pull all that earth out. You're going to cut it gently. So I'm just going to resize this a little bit, just make it a little bit bigger so we can actually use it for something, which will be good. And I'm just going to position that there. Now, I haven't changed the blade. I put the normal blade back in, but I'm not messing about with pressures and blade depths. You'll notice I'm not changing that. I'm allowing the machine to read the material that's on the mat and then decide how it needs to cut it. And that's the difference between the ScanNCut and other machines. This is a true auto blade. So it literally goes along automatically, looks, then it'll come onto the grey board and look again. I'm just going to flip, sorry, I'm going to go right in front of the camera, that lever up, and that lifts the back rollers so that that grey board doesn't catch the scanner unit at the back. And now it's decided that it's going to take it about 4 and a bit minutes, because it's increased the time, because it's going to cut it really gently. So it's going to go in and do one cut, then it will adjust itself and go down a little bit deeper to cut it again, then it'll go down. But what you're not doing is cutting it once, then taking the blade out, adjusting it, putting it back in, changing it, cutting it again. This machine will automatically do it for you. And it's like trusting a sat nav. So it's done a really thin layer, first of all, and now it's going to go back and cut it again and again and again and again. And you might be sitting there, well, thinking, well, I can do that with my steel rule dies. You can. You can't resize them. That's the thing. You can't resize them. This is brilliant. And actually, your hand's free now. So while it's doing this, go crafting. If you only get to craft for a short amount of time during a week, and you would spend most of it cutting out, this is perfect for you. It's absolutely brilliant. And I know I bang on about it. Listen, I'm going to be really honest. If there was a cutting machine out there that was better than this, I would have gone out my way to demonstrate that. But there's nothing that touches this as far as I'm concerned. You can cut that snowflake without the little bits on the outside at 6mm out of vinyl. Now the vinyl starter kit sold out again today. This is how fast things like this sell. It is brilliant to be able to draw, cut, foil, emboss, paper pierce, draw with a universal pen holder. There's a calligraphy starter kit. Someone said to me at the weekend, is it worth it? Absolutely, because you get loads of sentiments. You also get fonts. You can draw that out with your calligraphy pen holder, so that locks it. So I went to Brother and I said, right, calligraphy is done with holding your pen at a 45-degree angle, so you get that slant. So can you make a universal pen holder where you put it in and it locks it at 45 degrees? And they went away, and it takes them a while, but they did it. So you can then draw out all those sentiments that you get with your activation code, but then you can cut them as a cutting file, or you can draw them, or you can foil them, or you can emboss them, or you can paper pierce them if you want to do that. There's so many different things that you can do with that machine. You know, we talk about it all the time here at Highlight Crafts, adding one more thing in to reinvigorate your stash. This is, honestly, it'll be the best investment that you ever make. And don't sit there thinking, oh, I'm scared I won't be able to use it. You will. Honestly, you will. You just have to believe you can and then learn what those symbols are. Superb. Absolutely superb. Right, we'll let it finish this because it's going in for its next time. You will see on the top that it creates almost like a little, you know, when paper pills, it looks like that where it's cut it. Don't worry about that. When you take it off, all that disappears. It's just because it's going through a very fibrous card and it's going through slowly. And it's cutting like that. So imagine if you're tearing that, it's going to be really fibrous inside. That's what the machine is dealing with right now. But it's doing it very, very, very gently. And it's literally just dropping a fraction of a mil each time so that it can cut it cleanly for you. Right, it's decided it's done it. So let's unload it. And you can see there, can see what I mean, where it's pulled back. Don't forget, that's on the bit that's left behind. So when I take this off, you can see it's still there, look, on those edges. When I take this off here, that, nice and clean. Now you can put ink on that, pour ultra thick embossing enamel on, and you've got your snowflakes for your windows. You could use your Cadence paste on top of this. It's absolutely perfect. And if you turn it over, it's even smoother. So we've gone from spesso trasparente, scanning it in, saving it as a cutting file, cutting all that off with incredible precision, to fabric with the fabric blade, to grey board with your regular blade. Honestly, it's so versatile. I think whatever craft you do, even if it's model making, something like that, and you want to make all the little houses for the size of the railway track, you can do that. It just keeps giving. And for something to have held my attention and for me still to be thinking of new things to do with it 9.5 years on, just tells you how good it is. That's it, Lily.
Simple as that.
Have we got any more questions before we go?
We've got one final one about the board you've just been cutting. Audrey says, will it cut 3mm board?
No, absolutely not. So when it says 3mm board, it means when it says it'll cut 3mm, it means things like felt with a stabiliser on the back. Please don't put felt on your mat because it's fluff. And also something like 3D funky foam. It can't go down deep enough in a dense product like that. So what you would do is cut 3 1mm layers and glue them together. Don't try and force that blade to go down, because if you look at the angle of the blade, it will go through a softer material, but you can't force that through 3mm. I would say 1mm grey board is probably the maximum. Okay,
perfect. There we go.
Right.
Well, up to date. It's flown by. Do you know what? We were going to do Pictionary, but it's absolutely
we were
flown
going to do all sorts, weren't we?
And it's just gone.
I know,
Time
it's
has
gone.
3 hours of ScanNCut, gone like that.
Right. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, we have a brand new download worth $12.99 with 2 big semicircle lacy tattered lace dies for $14.99 with the artwork. So you pay $12.99 for the download and you get each die for £1. Don't miss out, because that is the deal of the day tomorrow. Lily and I will see you bright and early at 8 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care.